Starting this one off, getting fuel like usual. I don't know, lately I just been getting a lot of fuel. I don't know why. But we doing that. So it's a Sunday, nothing but driving today. I got done taking my little 34 or whatever. And of course I didn't film on Saturday. So I figure, today's Sunday, let me go on here and make that move. Let me pick up the camera and start filming. So that's what I'm doing. And just driving, man. Just that's it. Trying to get as close as I can to where I gotta drop this load off. And I think I'm going to Michigan. So one thing I want to do, man, I woke up in the morning, man. I was like, man, I need to pick up my camera and I need to film, like for real. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I know y'all seen the inside of these truck stops before. I walked in there with the camera and all that filming. But for whatever reason, man, I was like, man, I really got to film, like for real. So starting the day off, grab me a Red Bull. I think I grabbed one or two. And I might have got something to eat. I don't know. I can't remember. Paid for that and then hit the road, man. I can't. I think they had they had a restaurant. I think I'm still at that same truck stop where I stopped at, for my 34, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, cause like I said, I filmed this like damn over a week ago. I think. Yeah, just trying to get used to this camera shit, man. I know. If y'all notice, a lot of the footage with the camera has me looking down or has the camera looking facing down at the ground. That's not intentional. I like for the camera to point, forward to show what I'm looking at or whatever. But the issue is that the way I got it mounted on my hat, there's some screws there, and they blocking the. I can't like adjust it the way I want because the screws are blocking it. It's the way I got it mounted on my hat because I'm trying to put it up there where it's permanent, so it don't fall off or whatever. So I had to use screws to hold it in place and all that. But unfortunately, them screws are a little bit too thick. So I gotta go back to the crib whenever I get back and get some flathead screws. Screws with the flat head. That way I can still adjust it, yet it's still mounted securely. So until then, this just have to be the way it is because it's actually pointing down. The only reason why you can still see it because I keep lifting my head up. Plus it has a wide angle to it, so that helps a little bit. But in later videos, man, you're gonna really see it like pointing to the ground. I don't know what's going on with that. I try to force it to move, but I just can't get it to do that. So we just gotta rock it out like this. But yeah, man. I mean, I don't know, man. This, doing trucking, man. This some days I have my moments, man. Some days I'll be like, man, I wanna get out of this industry so bad, man. I ain't gonna even hold you. I really do. And then other days it's like, man, I think I'm gonna stick to it for another year. It's like it's back and forth, man. But at the end of the day, I want to get out. That's just what it is, man. I just want to get out of trucking. I don't want to do this job no more. Like I said, this has nothing to do with Maverick. Maverick, they cool. It's just the industry as a whole, man. I talked about it before. I sure did. But I just can't stress enough, man. It's rough out here, man. It really is. Sometimes I think about when I was leasing that truck that I had. I ain't gonna even lie, man. Some days I just wish my truck was a little bit faster. I know some drivers they don't really care about the govern at 65 miles an hour and all that, but I do, man. I don't like driving that slow, man. I really don't. No, I don't mind doing the speed limit. The speed limit on most highways 70 miles an hour. You would think that little 5 mile an hour difference ain't gonna make that much, but it does. It really does, man. It does make a difference, man. It really do. At least to me, it do. Maybe not to you, but I don't care. What it is that you think, man. It don't mean nothing to me, man. Like I said, for me, I like to have a truck that's governed at least 70 that could do at least 70 miles an hour, man. I really miss that, man. Cause when I had that truck that I was leasing, man, that truck wasn't governed at all, boy. I mean, I was running that thing. I wasn't speeding. I was just doing the speed limit. Speed limit 70, I'll bump it up to 70. The speed limit 75, I might bump it up to 75. But usually I might bump it up a little bit, maybe to 72 or something like that. And that felt good, man. It's like time just went by so much faster, man. It's like you covered more ground doing 70 as opposed to doing 65. Who knew that little 5 mile an hour difference actually makes a difference? With all the trucks that be, look at all these cars passing me, man. Trucks, everything passing me up, boy. And it's really messed up when you are driving on the road and you pull up behind a truck that's driving slower than you. You go to pass him, and then of course he speed up, man. And if his truck governed or whether it's governed or not, it don't really make a difference. You get back behind him and he slow down again. I remember that happened to me when I was when I had my ungoverned truck, that truck I was leasing. I was driving along. Now this particular day, I wasn't in a hurry. I was just chilling. I was doing 65. Because I was chilling. It was I think it may have been a Sunday or something like it is today, and I wasn't in a hurry, just cruising. And I'll come up behind a truck that's doing 60 miles an hour or 59, whatever he was doing, and put my signal on to get over next lane. I get over the next lane. And of course, naturally, as I'm trying to pass dude, he ended up speeding up. No, but like I said, I wasn't in a hurry. I was chilling, man. So he sped up, and his truck was governed. I could tell. The company he worked for, his truck was governed. His truck was governed at 65. Of course, I'm doing 65. He doing 65. Ain't no way in hell I'll be able to pass him. So I ain't had no other choice but to get back behind him. Well, actually, I did have a choice because, like I said, my truck wasn't governed. But he didn't know that. He didn't know that. He thought my shit was governed too. And the dumbass wouldn't even let me get in front of him, even though he felt like doing 60 miles an hour. That's the thing that I don't understand, man. If you want to drive slow, you drive slow in your own time, man. But whatever. Like I said, I wasn't in a hurry. I was just chilling. I get back behind him. And what do you think happened after that? Of course, he slowed down again. Slowed right back down to 59 miles an hour. I'm like, oh, here we go. Here we go. So once again, I went in a hurry, put my signal on, got over in the next lane when it was clear. Proceeded to try to pass him. As soon as I get like right to the front of his trailer, he speed up to 65 again. Boy, I must have patience of a saint, boy, because anybody else would have been past him up a long time ago. But me, I just had so much patience that day. So I slowed back down. I got back behind him again, chilling. Of course, he slowed down again. This time, I just didn't feel like dealing with him, man. I'm like, what, fuck, dude. Got over in the next lane. 65 miles an hour, I was still running. Of course, he sped back up again. This time, I just put my foot down. Passed his bitch ass up. And as soon as I got near, right next to his window, I looked over. And of course, he hiding behind the little C pill, B pill, or whatever it is right there. He hiding behind the door. I couldn't even see him. I said, also, okay. I feel like being an asshole today, just like him. So I went and got in front of him. And then I slowed down to 57 miles an hour. And then, of course, he got off at the next exit. Well, I never forget that. That was the one and only time that ever happened, man. That was the one and only time that ever happened to me. I mean, I've had people slow down, and when I try to pass, they speed up. But, at that time I had a government truck. But when I had that other truck that wasn't governed, man, that was the only time that happened. Whenever I did 65 miles an hour, if I tried to pass somebody, I'd just pass them on up. They wouldn't try to speed up. None of that, man. So, but normally when I run, I usually was running 70 because I didn't want to, like I said, my time is more valuable to me than anything else, man. Maybe not to y'all, it ain't that valuable, but that's y'all. I ain't got nothing to do with y'all. For me, my time is just way too valuable, man. No, I really miss that truck. I really do, man. It was a good truck. I enjoyed it. For those that don't know, yes, I got videos of it on my channel somewhere. I did delete a lot of videos, but some of the videos, but at least the videos where I had that truck, you can still see it. And I loved it, man. That just felt so good to not be governed, not be hindered by nothing, man. Every time you turn around, trucking just got so many regulations to it. Them fools out there in Washington over there trying to pass laws to govern all trucks now. I don't know how far they've gotten with it. Last time I heard that they did make a decision on the speed. I think it was 68. But regardless of the situation, man, if you put governors on any of these trucks, man, you're going to tear this industry up more than it already is tore up. Whether they know it or not, it don't even matter, man. They just go tear it up, man. With the way people out here driving and the impatience that they got and all that, man, it's like they trying to get World War III started. We're gonna go to war with ourselves, boy, because people they just so impatient, man. And these jobs they don't pay nothing to. Come on, man. Come on, man. It's messed up. It's real messed up. I think about all the other jobs that I could have worked. I know I try not to complain, man. I really do. I'm thankful that I got a job, that I'm working, that I'm making money. But at the same time, people work for the hope to live. They don't live to work. There's a difference. You wake up in the morning and the only thing that's on your mind is working, man. It's like, where's time for life? Even if you go on vacation, you got to prepare just to get back to work again. It's like you can't even really enjoy your vacation like that. Now, that ain't fun at all, man. It's not fun. People work with the hopes that they can make enough money so that they can, you know, live life, go out, travel, see new things, learn new cultures and all this other stuff, man. But people just they stuck. They stuck and they stressed. That's why people so angry. Because I drive trucks, I see a lot of road rage out here, man. That's why I mentioned before. I had to just start letting people over. Let people on the highway, man, because people getting crazy. I never had a situation when someone threatened me, but I did see that with another driver. He didn't let this dude in a pickup truck over, and he flashed that thing at him, that banger. Now he didn't do nothing with it. He just flashed it at him. But still, it's sad, man. That's why I say, man, if I had kids, boy, I'd do everything in my power to try to teach my son as much as I can, or my daughter. Tell them, man, don't be no truck driver, man. Do not follow in my footsteps. Do not do this job because it ain't worth it. I'm telling you right now, it ain't worth it at all. And they're not even trying to fix it. They keep bringing in all these drivers that could barely speak English. But they don't care. All they care about is the money. That's all they want. Who cares if some dude with only 2 weeks of trucking experience is delivering a load? As long as they get there, they don't care how it get there. He could drive down roads that are not truck friendly. He can go on the bridges that are not truck. They don't care. They do not care. He can't even read the site. If they can't speak English, then what makes you think they can read it? They don't care. They're not trying to pay drivers a whole lot of money. If I heard this story about a driver, I guess he an owner operator. He booked a load. It was going, I think it was going 1,000 miles, and it was paying 3,800. So that's, what, $3.80 a mile, something like that. You would think that was a good load, and I guess to him it was. That's why he took it. No, he delayed. It was going to Louisiana, if I'm not mistaken. I forget where he picked it up at, but it was going to Louisiana. And delivered the load. He get to the receiver, and they unloading his truck. And I guess he did drive in. I don't know. And he just striked up a conversation with the guy in the receiving office. They just talking or whatever. And he was like, "Yeah, man, I booked this load for 3,800." He was like, "Man, that's pretty good, man." The guy on the receiving end was like, "What? 3,800?" He was like, "Man, I paid $9,500 for this load, man." I have no idea what the driver did after that. The driver probably exploded. I don't know. I know when he heard that, he was hurt. He thought he got the load for a good deal, man. 3,800 going 1,000 miles, $3.80 a mile. If my math is correct, I didn't get the highest scores in my math test. But I mean that sounds pretty good to me. But the load is paying 9,500, then you already know what time going 1,000 miles, and you already know what time it is. That's even better. That means that whoever he booked that load from, they took like more than half of that for themselves. I know they got it's. If it's what's up sort of broker company, of course the company get most of that, and then they have to pay their employees and all this other stuff. But it don't matter, man. Either way, the driver is the one that takes all the risk, and yet he getting less than half the pay. It ain't right, man. It ain't right. There ain't no regulations being done to stop it. No one cares. No one cares, man. Don't nobody care. If you really do trucking, boy, you really gotta love this job in order to stick with this. I'm hearing stories from owner operators that got paid off equipment, paid off truck, paid off trailer, their house paid off. They ain't got no bills really. They ain't in no debt, but they struggling. Even they getting tired of this, man. Maintenance on the truck is high as hell. The insurance is high. Fuel prices are going up and down. But it's these rates, man. It's these lows, man. They terrible. Somebody said the reason why these rates are so low because you got too many drivers out here leasing trucks, paying like $1,000 a week. Yes, a week, not a month, a week. That's what I was doing. No, you got them, and so of course, naturally, they just go take whatever load they can, man, just so they can make that truck payment. Of course, they go take these $1.22 a mile loads. These loads going 1,000 miles, paying, $1.30. Terrible. That's trash, man. That loads like that is just straight up garbage. But what can you do, man? I thought I read somewhere that they trying to pass a law to keep these companies from doing that. Cause that's predatory right there. $4,000 a month. I mean, that's crazy. I understand that these are trucks and they cost a lot of money to maintain and to buy and all this other stuff, man. But I don't know, man. I think more needs to be done about that. Like I said, I did it. Yeah, I was leasing that truck. I was paying $1,000 a week. That's total. I think the truck itself was $800 and some dollars a week. But then they tacked on um it wasn't insurance because I was paying that separate. It was something else they would tack. I think it was maintenance. Yeah, I think the maintenance account was another $200. So they tacked that on, so it came out. It was like $210. I forget the exact amount, but total price it came out to over $1,000 a week. Every Friday, boy, they reach in there and snatch that up out of there. Every Friday, they didn't miss not a single Friday. Boy, that was hurting. But I got it done, man. I lasted like a year and a half doing that, and like I said, it was fun. I ain't gonna hold you. It was cool. I was leased onto a carrier, and that carrier I was leased onto Maybach International Group, and it was cool, man. I was making some pretty good money with them. They kept me rolling, man. That's why I really didn't complain. But then I ended up leaving them and going to F2F Transport because I wanted to book my own freight, thinking that I might have a chance of making more money. And of course, I ended up tearing all that up, man. Because with F2F, you renting the trailer. I think they charge you like $200 a week. So I thought I'd be doing good, man. Of course, at the time I didn't know that the rates were gonna crash the way they did. I don't know, man. But it is what it is, man. I mean, that's life. You live and you learn. I guess the old saying, whatever don't kill you only makes you stronger or something like that. Whatever don't get you locked away in prison only makes you stronger. Hey, it is what it is, man. It did mess me up financially at the time, but I'm good now. Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm more than good. No, I know I never do that again. I will never lease another truck. Now I'm not telling you what to do. You do whatever you want to do. If you want to lease a truck, go right ahead. That's you. I would never tell somebody what they should and shouldn't do with their money. I do not care. I'm just saying, for me, I would never do it again. That's just what it is, man. I would never do that again. So if I do ever get another truck, and yeah, I do want another truck. If I ever get another one, I'm gonna make sure that it's either straight cash or I pay a monthly payment for it, like an actual monthly payment, and it won't be no more than $600 a month. So I could do that. $600 a month for a truck payment, I could rock with that. Any more than that, no, I'm cool. I'll just stay a company driver until I get more money to put down and whatever, and then we just rock out from there. Yeah, see, I told you, I'm trying to film more, man. See how the camera keep, well, I'm putting my head down, but still the camera is naturally just pointing down to the ground. Wash my hands. So I'm actually done driving at this point. I drove as far as I could. I forget how much farther I had to go. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, I was heading up there to Michigan. But I was hungry, man. So I went in here, had the camera mounted on my head, tried to be inconspicuous. People looking, and I'm looking right back. I know that's unusual to be walking around with a camera on top of your head. But I grabbed me 2 slices of pepperoni pizza, and I went over here to this Burger King and ordered me a Whopper. I'm that damn fat, man. I'm fat as hell, boy. I didn't get no fries and no drink and nothing like that. All I got was just a sandwich. But still, grab that, grab my stuff, and I was gone. And I ended up taking my 10-hour break here. So I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. Probably talk more about this truck stuff.